Hello everyone, please allow me to introduce my thesis project, Talking to the Blue to you all. This project is aimed to help the young artists in Northeast China get required information and resources to consistently working as an artist in the world today. As the industrial, economic, and cultural center in the early time of China, Northeast China has a strong working class cultural tradition and an economy based on the heavy industry. But since the Chinese economic reform initiated 30 years ago, nearly 90% of workers' families been influenced by the big layoff tide. More than 10 million workers in Northeast China have been fired by the national factory that initially promised them the insurance, housing, and the future. And this terrible event is still influencing the economy, identity, culture, and art there. The most obvious implication of this on art is that Northeast China literally have no gallery system. It is virtually impossible to have galleries where there aren't people able to invest in the art. In my hometown, a city of 3.5 million people,
there are only few registered private galleries and less than 10 national museums here.
And as you know, China have a very serious examination institution for teenagers, but unfortunately, art is not a necessary subject. Due to this Chinese examination system which ignores the education, the Chinese contemporary art has been absent from the education for a vast majority of the people. Generally, art is popular amongst a small, close group of people, which we call professional artists in China. Chinese contemporary art is particularly absent from the few galleries in Northeast China. As a result, the creation and development of young artists there is greatly limited. In order to access contemporary art, have a significant interaction with commercial galleries and professional investors, the artists from Northeast China need to go to the nearest international city, Beijing, which also could cost them 6 hours on high-speed rail. So for solving the problem, I curated two combined exhibitions between young artists in Northeast China and artists in New York. The exhibition also shows in both areas. Then I organized a symposium which helped the young artists in Northeast China to understand what is the art and artist looks like in New York and how they work. Besides, I bring a lecture to local high school art students, help them to understanding their environment after they graduate from high school, help them have a better preparation for future to working and creating as an artist in fine art college. And for spreading my idea, I go to the local public radio station to introduce exhibition and problem of young artists in Northeast China, how this problem looks like and how this situation in the outside world looks like right now. There's also a lot of reports about this local event on newspaper and online media. Something surprised me is that the exhibition is the first international combined exhibition of contemporary art in ancient city in 21st century for most of the ancient citizens. And what more surprised me is that most of the old artists and local leaders of traditional art participated in the opening ceremony of the exhibition actually have a great interest in these contemporary artworks, which shows that how important the communication is in art area. Finally, what I prepare to do is to build a communicating mechanical between Studio of Visual Art and Lucian Academy of Fine Art, a famous fine art college of Northeast China. But due to the coronavirus, this plan have no choice to delay. What I believe this event is meaningful and important is we need to realize that this kind of international communication is more important than we thought, especially in the atmosphere right now. We saw so many politicians trying to blame to other community and the society to get rid of their own responsibility they should take, and that make it necessary for us to stay communicating. Although this project is just a tiny event in a small area, it's still an effort for future we stand together, and this future still need countless efforts like this. Thank you all for listening. Hope everyone have a healthy and happy day, and welcome everyone to learn more or visit my hometown of China. See you.